And welcome to your first dungeon, which you will come across in the world of Final Fantasy XIV, Satasha, and one of the dungeons you will most likely be seeing quite a lot, actually, in the world of Final Fantasy XIV. It's not a bad dungeon. It is pretty alright for a starter. It's pretty good. I like it. As you can see, I'm on my my ult on Chaos at the moment, which is she's adorable. Same main character, it's on Louis Soir. You don't want to be pulling too much at the beginning. That's for damn sure. Just because you're going to put as the tank. If you are tanking this, you are very likely going to be the only one who actually has an AOE. Anyway, in the first room, what you want to do is you want to get to this point here. You check that bloody memo, because that bloody memo will tell you what color you need. You're still there. It's red. I tried to keep looking at what it was for this video, but I get getting attacked by these bloody bats. And our little adventures here, we have ourselves, it's a pretty good actual combination of DPS. I've got a Machinist, which actually does have AoE at this level, I believe. I saw it using the AoE attack. And Bard, which does not have AoE, I don't think, at this level. If you're a Lancer, you're a bit out of luck. You don't get any AoE till later. As I said, in this, mostly as a tank, you're going to be just using your overpower. You don't really need to use anything else, at least when it comes to the trash. Because you don't need to. You just don't. So, hopefully you've been enjoying your journeys through 14 so far. Yours here has a lot to offer. I have been leveling excessively fast on this character. Road to 70 is broken. In a good way. I'm at level 35 currently of MSQ, and I am level 54, 55. I'm definitely going to be okay in terms of when I go to Heavensward. I'll be updating this images which I used to cover my chat with when it comes to this ult. This was done way before. Oh yeah, don't forget to also top yourself up with like drinking milk or whatever. It's nice to have. It's only a 3% XP buff, but it is a good XP buff. Right, we're in this room here with the Shade Seekers and the Giant Clams. Those Shade Seekers will constantly spawn until you kill the Giant Clams, really. They're a pain in the bum, the Giant Clams. They will close and shut. You don't have to kind of kill everything in this room. You can sort of just run to the end. But for the sake of XP, I pretty much killed everything in here that I could. Because, you know, gotta have that sweet XP, man. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. And you know what? It's good practice. Just never forget to pop your cooldowns. At least at this level, you'll have both Rampart as well as also Reprisal. A lot of people kind of... I've noticed when I tend to have tanks pugging with me is they don't tend to like to use Reprisal all the time. Which is a shame because it's so bloody good. As it actually applies a debuff to the enemy, which reduces the damage they do by 10%. So it kind of technically stacks with like Rampart, which also reduces damage taken for yourself. So they're doing 10% less, you're taking 20% less, or whatever. I think it's 20%. I tank main, and I still don't remember. Still don't remember that off the top of my head. Like I always used to say interject wasn't good either, but no, interject is actually quite important. I may do like a tanking guide for dummies as well at some point, but this one's just as good, really, to start off with. Like really, what you want to be using, I mean, for interject, did you see those cast bars? It's the same thing with like, I think Daze or something, like Headshot, which you use for, what's it called? For, like, I think it's a Machinist, Dancer, and Bard. I'm not sure if Dancer has it, actually. I don't know why I was trying to examine them, really. I can't remember why. I think it's to do with their glamour or something, but I wanted to give them a pat anyway. But yeah, interject as I was saying, sorry, with the cast. When you see the bar sort of highlighted flashing red rather than just a regular casting bar, like mostly magic and stuff, that's what interject can be used for. It's very helpful, like fire there for example. It's very helpful later on with certain bosses, and you'll need it for a few, especially if you plan to do extremes and savages. Luckily, I won't really be covering extremes and savages. Now, if you remember back when we looked at the diary, we saw red. So what we do is we click the red. So there's a switch there. It'll interact with it. And then what it'll do is it'll pop up a little inconspicuous switch over there, which will then spawn a kitty. Which, hello there, Chopper. You become very acquainted with Chopper. Very, very acquainted with Chopper. Insert Arnold Schwarzenegger joke here. Get to the Chopper. People don't get to the Chopper. Oh yeah, sometimes I accidentally hit buttons while I'm doing things because my keyboard is very sensitive. Tee. Oh dear. But an interesting fact a lot of people don't really seem to realise is a lot of the ARR bosses, at least early on, can be interrupted. As in, they can be stunned. So, that's why I got low blow on. Don't take it off. I'm just like, screw these tutorials. I don't need these tutorials. Go away, please. I really don't need them. But yeah, it's sometimes a good idea to look at them as you can do. Don't fret over it. It's really just telling you what you probably already know anyway. With most games, it's like, this is a treasure chest. This is how you get loot. If it's for your class, you'll be able to need it. If it's not for your class, you'll only be able to greed it. Which is actually a really good mechanic, I feel. That's one thing I loved about Final Fantasy XIV compared to like World of Warcraft. Where like in WoW you could like need pretty much anything, give or take. Whereas in this it's like, if you can't equip it, you can't need it. If you can equip it, you can need it. It's that simple. Anyway, this is the next boss. The bosses are a little bit shorter in between with the gaps here. All it is just you got Captain, Madison, and then his two little cronies, Swallowtail Reaver, which, honestly, if you're DPSing it, just focus on those two. If you're the tank, which, like, obviously my role as it is, just freaking just AoE. Overpower, like, 2 to 3 times. You should keep the aggro. No problem. Like, he'll run away. Oh, and another big thing as well. Always make sure you have your stance on as well. Because if you happen to be someone who is much higher level than this dungeon and you're coming back to this one, it's the same thing for a lot of dungeons because it will happen. Because of roulettes. It will, 9 times out of 10, remove your stance. So, yeah. Make sure to reapply. Ah, yes, the bar, which has actually got quite a dark thing to it. Which I thought they were just maybe, I don't know, people they kidnapped or people they brought in here and they were working here. No, apparently they're slaves. There is apparently a very lewd ring of slavery going on in this place as well. Which there is a little bit of it to the far left. You can go and rescue them if you want to. But honestly, most people don't. Had a little bit of a hiccup there for some reason. Don't know why, what was going on there, but look, it was running fine when I was doing this, don't worry. Don't know what was going on there. Must have been something wrong with my recording at the time. One of these guys will drop a key, which then you use that key to open up the door, which is up above. I believe Delilah is... Nope, Delilah is not off to go do it. I did another run the other day, which they did open the door, and I was like, what the hell? Just suddenly the Reaver comes running down from in there. Ah, 'tis the pirate dream, right? To have your own harem? Yar har fiddly dee. Except there's the big road. There's Road Daddy. He just needs to get freaking smacked around by you. Yeah, that machinist was a little bit overeager and really shouldn't be that close when it comes to what's going on here. Because these guys cleave. They are literally marauders. They will cleave. Then he drops a key, which you can use to go to left, but honestly, delete when it goes right anyway. That's all you need to worry about. That's all you need to go for, and just go that way. Just keep going. It's not a very long dungeon to complete this one. It is about... This took me, I think, about 13 minutes to complete. Like, you can see the video length anyway. But it can take longer depending on what other people do and who your tank is. Obviously, if you're the tank, you can smash through this place in, like, 10 minutes if you really want to. But because of the level restrictions and the amount of skills you get, I really wouldn't recommend it because, well, you just don't really have everything. You just don't. Like, the amount of skills you have is lacking. Did I really record this at 10 past 11 at night? Holy crap, I did. I really did. I didn't realise that. That's interesting facts. There you go. Also, don't ignore chests that are on the way too. Like, chests can contain, still looting for you to have. It can contain gear, it can contain dyes, materials, sometimes pets. It'll become very important later on for your glam hunting. Believe you me, it will indeed. I still need to go and do a certain little place, the Sunken City of Scallock, which is a lot later on, and it's in Stormblood content, which we'll cover at some point. I have most of that for my glam. When it comes to it, I use it a lot on my tank, on my bun. For Gunbreaker, it's such a lovely chest. But I have it as well, the Striking version. Oof, delicious. I want to get the aiming version. Anyway, that was the fight, Captain Madison. Sorry, I completely ignored that one because it's so straightforward. It's pretty much the same as the first one. You fight him, you fight your ads. He's put some dogs. Go grab the dogs. Boom, there you go. Just survive. As always, pop your cooldowns. If you're going to pull a lot, save your cooldowns for those. And the more cooldowns you get, the more you'll be able to pull as well in future. And you know what? You'll feel more confident later on as well. I am playing with keyboard and mouse, so I am tab targeting. That's what you hear with the chip, 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 chip every now and then. As you can see, the health is a little... Sometimes what I like to do when I go into dungeons for the first time is I will pull X amount of enemies, say maybe 2 packs worth of it, just to see how the healer handles keeping me going. If they're a little bit uneasy keeping my health up, then I won't pull so much. I will still pull maybe the 1 to 2 packs once they feel confident. But like if they're like, they've got no issues, they're overhealing me even, I'll then pull more packs. So just remember, you are in charge, but also you still have a leash on you too. Yeah, we're almost at the end now. Almost at the end. This fight is really straightforward, this last one. Honestly is. It's a lovely little cutscene. Where you got Den the Orc 2. Oh, Den. You're shally everything. I'm a very angry fishman. Very, very angry. How dare you be here? So please, Den. We're just trying to live here, do our best. Got my challenge log, because yeah, you can get challenge log at this point. But fun fact, when I actually returned to the game, I didn't know challenge log existed until halfway through Heavenswood. Because when I played originally in A Realm Reborn, it didn't exist. And I remember going through here with my Arcanist using my Tomberry, just topping my freaking milk up, because I gotta make sure. And I completely forgot that it was actually already being used. The reason I used so many of them was because I forgot that my freaking countdown timer was down there. I was tired. It's late, you know. Sue me. There is actually mechanics with this one, but honestly, the best thing to do is just nuke the crap out of him. There's a natural ripples there. You're supposed to sort of right-click them and stop mobs from spawning. But if you've got a fairly decent freaking DPS group, you should be fine. There you go, he's dead. And I didn't. Enjoy the victory. That is the first dungeon that you'll do in A Realm Reborn, Satasha. Honestly, it's enjoyable. For like your first dungeon experience anyway. And it'll only get better. It'll only get better. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. And don't worry, we all have that tank jittery and anxiety. It'll only get better though. Ta-ra for now, and enjoy that smirky little look that my aura's giving you right now. I love it. I love it. Ta-ra.